okay on setup, yeah? Everything looks okay on setup?
No, it's not okay. It's not okay. I don't give a shit what the data says. I feel it. I can't race like this.
Yo guys, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Formula 1. We have just rounded up this week's testing in Bahrain and there is a lot to cover as not everyone had the best of weeks. What are we thinking, boss? A 5-minute fix? No, Nick, you've royally f***ed that, let's be honest. But before we get to that, let's start with the biggest news of the week coming from Haas signing Kevin Magnussen on what is rumored to be a multi-year contract. Now, I know that there were rumors about Kevin Magnussen coming back, but no one actually expected him to be signed, and they just hit us with that bombshell out of nowhere. Rumor has it that Gunther Steiner has put in a certain clause in his contract that he has to adhere to this season.
He does not fox smash my door.
So why Kevin Magnussen out of all people? Well, he already has the relationships built over there at Haas. That means he doesn't have to start afresh, and he already has the experience of an F1 driver, which is probably both two things that Haas really need right now. K-Mag did let Nico Hülkenberg know his thoughts about him beating him to the seat though.
Once again, most unsportive driver of the
Suck
grid.
my balls, mate.
Yeah, you're really good, man.
Even though he has been out of F1 for a whole season, he came back and he's looking pretty strong in that Haas. His first day in testing and it went P1. We'll forget the fact that, you know, he was alone and the track conditions were more optimal because it was at night, but it's fine. I hope this goes to show Haas's commitment to the next season to actually get some points on the table and look like a strong outfit again, because the last season has not been good for them.
Did he go too slowly? That is how Mick Schumacher ended up into the barriers.
Right, on to testing, and we'll do this in order of total laps completed by each team. Mercedes came in at the top, setting a total of 385 laps throughout the weekend, but they did struggle to get the fastest lap. That engine is majorly tuned down as they were, what, 20 kilometers down in terms of top speed in comparison to other teams. They also turned a lot of heads on day one of testing, coming in with a really drastic change to their side pod. I think when everyone saw this, they were under the impression that Mercedes would have some crazy top speed, which they might do once they sort the porpoising issues out, because at the moment, they're really struggling to get it together. Both drivers have mentioned that the car is very difficult to drive and that they're in no position to be winning races at this moment in time.
At the moment, the performance isn't there. We do seem a step behind our rivals.
The biggest positive that Mercedes can take from this is being able to set 384 laps without many issues does demonstrate the reliability of the engine and that they have a strong foundation to build upon once they sort out the teething issues, let's call them, before the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix coming up.
I think the conclusion is that Mercedes probably doesn't look as good as they were in the past. So yeah,
or maybe you're looking like championship winners.
Yeah.
AlphaTauri number 2 in the chart of total laps completed. This once again shows the reliability of the car that they're running, with no real issues being shown once again by the car apart from the porpoising, but that's really about it for them. There's no real big features being shown by the AlphaTauri that stands out apart from any other car. The real highlight moment coming from AlphaTauri this weekend is probably Pierre Gasly having a great battle with Lewis Hamilton and beating him actually. Personally for me, this shows some great promise that comes from Pierre Gasly and hopefully Yuki Tsunoda as he's growing in confidence as well. I imagine we'll be seeing some strong performances coming from that garage this season, and well, I'm all for it because AlphaTauri can really surprise sometimes. In terms of the fastest lap, they won't have to show anything amazing, with Yuki Tsunoda actually setting the fastest time of 1:33.002, which is only P7 in the standings of fastest laps, but I always like to look at it just in case, you know? Also, I really can't wait to hear more Yuki Tsunoda radios to Pierre Gasly.
Could you say to the FIA, hurry up, because what's the point I just want? Dirty air.
Just before we keep going, guys, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you like this video, and leave a comment if you have any more ideas of what I should include in the future. Always trying to improve these videos and really kind of having fun with them at the moment. So yeah, moving on. Now Ferrari seems to have one of the strongest packages on the track at the moment, for me anyway, setting 349 laps and also demonstrating that they can be consistently quick as well as reliable, with having almost no reliability issues throughout the entire weekend. Pretty much everyone being interviewed, all the drivers, team principals that were being asked which is the fastest car on the grid at the moment, was saying Ferrari. They're one of the few teams that seem to have sorted the porpoising issues out, and both drivers seem to be enjoying driving that car right now. For all you Ferrari fans out there, maybe this might be the year that you come back, but don't hold your breath. I'm just saying, you're looking good right now.
They're saying very nice things, I must say.
Soak it up, Carlos.
The fastest time set for Ferrari was by Charles Leclerc, setting a 1:32.4. So, you know, I'm hopeful for what can come next season, but let's see what happens. Now, this one came as a surprise to me because I thought Alfa Romeo actually had a pretty poor testing session, but I'm wrong. They set 343 laps, with the fastest lap being from Valtteri Bottas, which is a 1:32.9. And they only had minor issues with the hydraulics, but overall, they were pretty good. Both Guan Yu Zhou and Valtteri Bottas setting some pretty good laps. They are still playing catch up from Barcelona after having a terrible time out there, but a decent recovery in Bahrain. I think Valtteri Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou may be someone to look out for in the upcoming future. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments on how Alfa Romeo might do in the coming season. Moving on to Red Bull, they seem to have moved quickly in the 3 days that they had to test in with bringing in new parts straight away. Well, not straight away, but in day 3, those parts seem to have done them a lot of good with them setting easily the fastest time of the weekend by Max Verstappen with a 1:31.7. And if you were keeping a strong eye on the Red Bull garage, you would have seen the smirks from the engineers, Helmut Marko, and that kind of worries me because clearly they are very happy with what they've got. Honestly, if you look, just look very closely, you'll see the faintest smiles coming from him. This isn't to say that Red Bull sessions were all smooth sailing, with Sergio Perez somehow managing to beach himself in Bahrain. I don't know how he's managed to do it, but he found a way.
Check out where he's just come from. Oh no, it's one of those pathetic ones. And then he let it roll, and he dipped the tyres in a gravel trap he probably didn't even know was there.
Exactly, look, there it goes. He's looking in his mirrors, see what's behind, but he probably couldn't even see the gravel trap.
Yeah.
Only this time Helmut Marko wasn't too happy. At least for a second he was smiling, huh? Overall, from what I saw from day 3 of testing, they have the fastest car and very comfortable. They're not having any issues with porpoising or reliability, so they are probably the strongest contenders for championship winners next season. Are we back to the era of Vettel where they just win every single year and Mercedes are back on the back foot? And enough of that. Nothing really to report over at Alpine Garage though. 299 laps completed by them with a 1:32.7, let's say. Yeah, we'll call that a 32.7. That was set by Alonso. Both drivers having some good sessions out there, setting some good laps, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. No reliability issues that I can report. Pretty dull over that side actually. Probably a good thing. Actually, one thing, they ran the silly pink livery that no one likes, but yeah, apart from that, smooth sailing. Over in the Williams garage, Albon seems to have settled on pretty well and is having a pretty composed testing. His teammate, on the other hand, his rear left tire broke, the brakes exploded, the car set on fire, and he wasn't looking too happy about it. After that was fixed though, it seemed to be smooth sailing over at Williams again. Pretty okay. It's going to be interesting to see what they do pace-wise. It seems that Albon may be faster than Latifi already. I don't know. Speculating. We'll see what happens over in the race, but I feel like Albon is hungry and he's going to be looking very, very good coming the next season. Between the pair of them, 258 laps were completed with the fastest lap of 1:33.9 coming from, that's wrong, so 1:35.0 from Alex Albon and 1:35.6 from Nicholas Latifi. Over in the McLaren garage, unfortunately, Daniel Ricciardo tested positive for COVID, so he was unable to participate in testing, meaning that Lando Norris had to do all the heavy work and really do all the testing for McLaren. He did a commendable 199 laps for McLaren with a 1:33.1 coming from him. For pretty much the whole period, they suffered from braking issues and they didn't seem to be able to fix these issues, and really they're in a race against time to fix it by Bahrain. If it wasn't for the braking issues, they seem to have a pretty strong car out there, and it probably one of the stronger cars once sorted, but I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see for that, I guess. Last but not least, Haas with 253 laps between Schumacher and Magnussen. We already talked a bit about these from the start. There's not much to go over again. They provided additional session times due to the lack of time lost at the start of the week when they had cargo and shipment issues with the car. But the times are still ones to look out for. They were setting some pretty blistering times. Maybe because of the track conditions once again, but we already talked about that, so we move on. And that pretty much rounds up all the news from this week in F1. I'm pretty sure I'll have missed some good stuff that you guys know that I don't know. If there is, feel free to drop it in the comments below. I'm always happy to mention it in the next week's video. If you guys ever want to talk, watch, discuss, play Formula 1 racing, whatever you want to do, make sure to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/Durkchocolate. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like, subscribe, and let me know what else I can be adding to these videos to make them better. But apart from that, I appreciate you guys watching and dropping in. I'll see you guys next week.